Alright, now for some Holy Spirit. Alright, yeah, no, 1, 2, 3. Doxasi o theos imon elei Elo, yeah. Remember 2 and 4. How are you, Bish? Yeah. P E O. That's where we stopped, yeah. So we finished Alleluia, and we're going to P O. P O O O O O O O O, and then it repeats. I know it's a very long beat. How familiar does it sound to you, or do you want to break it up? Yes, it's similar, yeah, but without a repeat. So it's like it's similar to a part where we go lower, but I think in the actual that bit that we took last week, there's a part that repeats that doesn't get repeated when we say P O. P O O O O O O. We don't repeat again and say oh 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 oh. No, that's the ending. That's the ending. But it's slightly different because there is no repeat. So I'll try and think of the part that you're talking about. similar to that. It is similar. Yeah. P O O O O O O. Yeah, it is similar. Yeah. We'll try and say that P or part, the transition bit. We'll just say it like 2 or 3 times, just to make sure that you got it 100%, and then we'll move on. All right. So P O O O O O O O O. It is exactly the same actually. Yeah. So 3, 2, 3, and then 4 going down. So P O O O, except for that, and then O O O O O O O O O O. Yeah, it is the same. Cool. All right. Let's say it together, and then go. Let's go into the high part after it as well. Okay. 1, 2, 3. P O O O O O O O O O fa pen no O O O O O O This is where it changes, where it's different. So we said that joyful section, I call it joyful because it sounds joyful. Psalm 151 from Abu Galamsis. So in Bright Subway. It's the very first hymn. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? How it is. Alright. So yeah, because it sounds joyful, that's why I call it joyful. But that joyful part gets repeated 3 times. So we say it for the end of Alleluia, and then P O, and then Fa Pen No. Alright, and then we say Tibe, and then there's an ending tune to it. Let's go all the way from the start, all the way to through those 3 joyful parts. And then when we get to the very end, we'll do the ending very quickly and we're done. Okay? Alright, Yalla. We'll just say it together. Hey. So we started Psalm 151 last week. So we've taken pretty much most of it. But Yeah. See how you go, and then let me know if there's something that you want me to focus on, okay? Yalla. 1, 2, 3. Doksa si o the o si mon. Hey, 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 Elo, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 whoa, oh, whoa, oh, 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 yeah. P E O O O O T. Very good. So the same to Hazat. We don't go into the high thing. So don't do we don't do that. So there's 6. All right, I'll say it again, except for the first 2, right? So usually you would say the first 2 and then go into the high beat. So but we're not going to do that. First 2, second 2, last 2, and then like there's 3 at the end. Okay, so the first 2, there's a high one, a low one. The second time there's a higher one and a low one, and then the last 2 are quick, and then there's a few at the end. I'll say it one more time. One more time. Say that together. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Very good. So naughty bay, this is the new part. All right. Let's try and say it from. Everyone, eBay, very good. And then the first 2 has that get repeated again. Yeah. So yeah. So it's just the first 2 has that. The first 2 that are similar to the joyous bit, and then the first 2 longer ones, and then it goes higher. So 3 times. That's the whole part. Alabadaha, but we'll break it up. Yeah? How's it going? Alright. So let's go from penotipe. And we'll do that part that we learned, and then we'll try and take the new part. Okay? So T E P because that part's slow, you'll get differences in recordings. And like some people really like دلعها شوية, and then some people not so much. So there might be some differences between recordings, but generally that's how we say it. Okay. So can we say just that part? I'll say it one more time. Listen to it. Let's try and say it together. So the part before it is everyone. So 4 has that, they get repeated. Bebiko, Every time I think we're almost finished, there's another little bit. No, I think you could possibly. I've never heard it recorded that way. I've never heard it recorded that way. Usually they say it with the tune before it, but I'm sure you can say it that way. No, you're thinking about Ana Saghir when we say it in Arabic. Ana Saghir. Yeah. Because you're starting it from the start again. Yes. Yeah. Huh? Yes, because my phone didn't connect, did it? Yeah. Cool. We rushed through the ending. What were we up to? Let's try and say it from there. Everyone together. Does anyone need to focus on that last bit, or are we all good? Yusab, you all good? Or should we focus on that last bit a bit more? The last bit a bit more. We'll say it a few times. We'll say it a few times because it's hard to break it up. It's a little bit tricky to break it up. I think you'll learn it better if you just learn it like the melody. Good, don't learn it. No, how is all of it? Huh? You like hearing it? Yeah, but you have to learn it. It's one thing. It's one thing hearing it when you don't know it at all, and then it's one thing hearing it when you kind of know it. That's helpful. And then there's another thing when you can say it on your own. Is essentially they're the three levels. You're at the lower side of you can say it when you hear it. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. No, but all right. We'll discuss whether you should stay there or not after. We won't take up more time there. Maria, you know it, yeah? Maria, how? Maria, Rahim, you know, I don't know what is going on in the screen. Can you pick it? All right. Let's do the ending part. So, hello, how are you? So we'll go from um. Oh, 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 ti, I, pe, Ay, 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 no. Oh, 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 ok, baby, ko, oh, 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 G. You can kind of split that Koji part into three, I think. So, no. So we've got the first four. Oh, 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 be. So one has a be, be, ko. Oh, 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 oh. So be, be, ko. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. That's one part. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. That's the second part. And then oh, G. The last three has that. Um, um, we can do what I would like to do is just learn the first verse in Coptic, because realistically on the night we're always in a rush. So realistically, I think we can only say the first verse in Coptic if we want to say all again in Arabic and English. So we'll learn the first verse, huh? No, not longer. Just different breakup of words. Anyway, no, the English isn't. I again. Ok, baby, ko, G. I paused in between each section. Yeah. Let's say that just a couple of times. All right. From the high Anok. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Ano. Baby, eco, G. Again. 1, 2, 3. Ano. Be ko G. Good? Alright. Did you get the words up? Enechri. I think it's Enechri. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Yeah, but it's not following. You guys have to follow on Coptic Reader. It's not connecting. I don't know why. Just follow on Coptic Reader, or I don't know. Yeah, follow on Coptic Reader. So, Enechri Chenna Esneyo Owo En Alo Chenep I En Tepayot. I wanted to test you guys on words. Oh, this is probably better. I can see and you can't see. What's Na Esneyo? Yeah, brother, right? Or my brother. Oh, yeah, my brothers. Na Esneyo, my brothers. Yeah. Owo En Alo Chenep I. What's Ep I? We say Ep I a lot at church. Shereti Ecclesia Ep I Enteni Angelos. Hail to the church, the something of the angels. Ep I is house. So, took me from my father's house. Or, I was among my brothers and a boy in my father's house, rather. So, Owo En Alo is boy and the boy. Chenep I, in the house, in Te Payot of my father, right? Te Payo. Let's go up to there. All right, so we just finished Koji. We're gonna camel the E a little bit. E enecheri Ichenna esneyo Achenna esneyo. Sorry, Ibrahim says it a little bit differently to the way I learned it. Hen ano. Chenepi ente payo. Tnai amoni eni eso ente payo. What's bayot again? Very nice.
طقس بلحن ناي أموني
Nai Amoni, very good. Sorry, I was just checking that I did it the same. Okay. Do you guys have the words in front of you, or is it just me? All right, good. We'll go start from the beginning. So, enechri chenna esneyo. So, enechri chenna esneyo. Very good. You'll realize the tune is just repeating. Okay. So enechri chenna esneo, and then we break, and then we say oh hen elo, and then we break again. All right. Can we say those first two sentences? Yalla. 1, 2, 3. Enechri chenna esneo. Oh, hen elo. Chenepi ente bayo. Nai. Eni eso ente bayo. Owo and alo, yeah. So you realize there's a little bit different between owo and alo and the part after it, chenep e. So chenep e we kind of go hap. We kind of go high. I said I and then hap. Kind of go high. All right. So in chenep e we go chenep e in tepayo. But owo and alo is different. Oh na esneo. Hen elo. Hen elo. Different breakup. Says in Arabic, أنا الصغير في إخوتي والحدث في بيت أبي. In Coptic we should say في الحدث. That's what we're doing in Coptic. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. You shorten it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you shorten it. So I'll say it from Enechri. Enechri Ichenna Esneo Ohen Elo Ohen Elo Genepi ente payo ot nai amoni eni eso ente payo. What are we saying when we say ni eni eso ente payot? No, that's ep ente payot. Eni S-O-U? Yeah, my father's sheep, yeah. Nai Amoni is I tended. I tended to my father's sheep. Alright, let's say Enehri all the way to Eni S-O and Tepayot. 1, 2, 3. Enehri Ichenna Esneo Ohen Elo Genepi ente payo ot nai amoni eni eso ente payo ot. The next few words, najij, najig. He says najig in the recording. Najig avatha meyo en organo. What's en organon? Organ, very good. Natib av hotb en obsaltirion. Huh? That is. Natib av hot ben o. You could say en o epsaltirion ele. Or you could we have to be very specific. Sorry. I usually don't like going back to recordings, but if it's just a minor hazza, we have to be sure. Too far. Yeah. Eni eso ente payo. So, yes, very good. Yo. Let's practice that. So, najig avatha amio. There's an extra hazza. Because I know I used to say it wrong. So I used to say najig avatha meo. I go straight into the M, right? There's an extra hazza and then we go into the M. Najig avatha amio en organo. Yeah? Can we say that a couple of times? 1, 2, 3. Najig avatha amio en organo. One more time. Najig avatha amio en organo. Natib avhod ben obsal. Yep. He doesn't say epsaltirion, he says psaltirion. Okay? Natib avhod ben obsaltirion. Now, what you're supposed to do is Alleluia from Evlogimenos, which is Alleluia. Many times. So 3 times in between each of the 4 verses. So that's way too long. We don't do that. We just do the short way. Okay, so Enno psalterion Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia. And that's all we're going to do from the Coptic, and then we're going to go back to the start of the Arabic. Yes. Yep. No. So we'll do first verse Arabic, second verse English, third verse Arabic, ending with the English. Alright. The English we always make up. Malish. I haven't said it properly. Hadr. Okay, send it to me. Send me a better one. Send it to me. Send it to me as soon as possible because I want to record it ASAP or send the recording ASAP. That way we can listen to it from now until the Apocalypse, okay? Now, in terms of the Arabic and the English, I'm just going to send you the recording, listen to it, you'll pick it up. The tune's not very difficult. It's just the breakup of the words, okay? So we're not going to bother going through it now. Let's quickly, in the last 10 minutes that we have, look at the rite of Apocalypse as a whole, okay? I'm sure Mina Sami will have more to say about the rite of Apocalypse in terms of how that's perhaps the more correct rite of how we're supposed to pray every liturgy. He'll know more about that stuff. I'm just going to go through like the breakup of the night. Bascha, Saturday. Okay, so it consists of essentially 3 parts. It consists of a Tasbihah part, and then a Matins part, and then the liturgy. So essentially that's how it's broken up. But for the Tasbihah part, you have a bunch of readings in the middle. Okay, so they read all the praises from the Old Testament. They read the praise of Hezekiah, the praise of Misharf Min, like there's a whole bunch of them, all right? It's dispersed in between the 4 horses. We don't do all 4, sorry. We do 3. Okay? So, better question for Mina. Potentially. Yeah, second horse is also a psalm. Yeah, you're right. But we don't say the whole second horse usually. We just say Maranon, don't we? I think it might be something. But again, with these types of questions, Mina is the better person to ask. So when we have Mina, we can ask them those questions. Yes, because maybe you're onto something. Maybe because they're not part of the Psalms, and we read the Psalms previously. I'm not 100% sure. No, they read all of them up to Psalm 151. Psalm 151 is supposed to be read by the priest in front of the altar as the conclusion of the book of Psalms. Abuna Kras usually holds it in front of the altar and we sing it. Yeah. Usually, in a lot of churches in Egypt, the deacons will sing the big part, and then they'll come to the actual words of the psalm, and Abuna will sing it. He said it, yeah. He said it in Arabic. Yes. Yes. It's a bit all over the place, yes. It's a bit all over the place. So yes, we say Maran on straight after Psalm 151. So as soon as we finish, the way it ends is like Evlogimenos, except we don't say Palin Piofa. Apparently, I got told off once because I said Palin Piofa. What's his name? I will find out and let you know next week. We say Piofa, yeah. Piofa ben o o o o o ti ibe maren. Straight into Maren on, and that's when we do the Zaffa, okay? The procession is only outside the church, and it's 3 times. Please note that all praises are chanted by alternative one verse. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So the priest carries the book of the Psalms, proceeds around the church 3 times with the deacons while chanting Maran on. And then it says, it has this extra note in Coptic reader. Please note that all the praises are chanted by alternating 1 verse from inside the sanctuary and 1 verse from outside the sanctuary. We don't do that, but that would be nice. That would be pretty cool. Because obviously the altar's open, right? Actually, that's also something that we can ask Mina, whether the altar gets opened straight away or not. It gets opened until Bekir, right? We have it open from the start. Actually, to be honest with you, the curtains are being changed while we do. So there's no curtains been asked. But so yeah, I think it is supposed to be yeah, sometimes. Yeah. No, I'm joking, The middle ones are there. But yeah, I'll clarify and next week or when Mina comes, he'll let us know why the altar opens at matins instead of Tizbah and all that kind of stuff. Cool. Marin on, and then we read a bunch of praises. Oh no, we go into first horse. So some people read first horse, and then we say Chenoshot. We sing Chenoshot. We sing it. Okay. The churches will differ a lot when it comes to Abu Ghalemsis. There's a lot of stuff that differs. And then it's Chenoshot. After Chenoshot, we go into a bunch of praises. So we've got the second praise of Moses, the prayer of Hannah, mother of Samuel, prayer of Prophet Habakkuk, Jonah the prophet, Hezekiah, Manasseh. There's a whole bunch of them. Okay. We keep going until the vision of the 3 youth, or the story of the 3 youth in the fiery furnace. So all of those are readings. We just did Maran Un in the first horse, and then a bunch of readings, and then we come to the third horse, or the story of the third horse. We start out reading it, what we do at our church. We start out reading it, then when it comes to the part of the third horse, we stop the reader, and we get up and we sing the third horse in the Abu Ghalemsis tune, which is the we're going to take that hymn in a bit more depth, but maybe another time, maybe next week, just so that we make sure we're saying it the same way. Okay. So we sing the third horse. Once we finish it, we let the reader go back and read through it as we're sitting down. He stops after each 3 is more 3 bless the Lord, or every single time. No, every single time. Yeah. So he will stop after every single time he says bless the Lord. Bless the Lord, all your works of the Lord, praise him and highly exalt him forever, or whatever. The words are slightly different, yeah? And then we say praise him, glorify him, Every third time we add, for his praise glorified and exalted. We need to make sure that we're saying that part the same as well. So what did we just do? We sung it in the Abu Ghalam Sis tune, then the reader reads it, and we stop him after every verse. Okay? Once he goes through it, we have the option of saying Izmor B'Shois Tuila at the end, right? And then we go into Reb Salin and Tinen. It depends on time. It depends on time. No, Tinen is a Tazbahahim. Good question. Mina gave us some information on Tinen during Kiak. From what I remember, he didn't really touch on why it's said sometimes and not other times. Remember, a lot of things just develop out of practice, out of habit. So over the ages, we just use it as like a joyous tune. And because we pray Tazbihah, or we focus on Tazbihah so much in Kiak, it kind of got attributed to Kiak as well. But it's a Tazbihah. What do you mean? There is. Because it's a very difficult night, and it's very hard for people to spend all day at church on Friday, then spend all night at church on Saturday, and then come back for the Eid the Saturday night. So I think just over the years, and because everyone's sleep deprived, it's just very hard to stay with it. And it's a whole night's worth of stuff, so it's hard to learn as well. So not many people knew it to begin with, and then over time, like less and less people knew it, and yeah. Oh, but you're talking about like hundreds of years of development, like, and it's a night where you have to be very switched on, and the person who's leading it essentially needs to know the whole right. So they're gonna learn it a specific way and just keep doing it that way every year, right? They're not gonna. It's gonna be hard to kind of unify that specific right. Whereas in some of the other rights, they've already started to unify those. I don't know. That's just my answer. It's not really a perfect answer. Mina will probably be able to answer it better than I did. But yeah, that's how we do it. And then we go back to reading a bunch of praises. Keep in mind the praises that come up next, some are from the Gospels. So whenever we're reading praises from the Gospels, we stand up and we hold candles. Or we hold candles around the Gospel. And then we end with the final, the last Zafa in that Tazbahah portion. And we sing Tenawi and Sok in the Sanawi tune. Alright, so repeat the Tazbahah portion to me. What's first? Anok Baby Kojo, very good. Marin on with that Zafa. How many times do we go? Yeah, because we have to go around the church 3 times, so we usually add a couple of long tunes. Yeah. What you can do as well is you can just say it 2 long ones and then all the way through Coptic, and then go back again in Arabic and back again in English. That's another way of doing it. But anyway, what's after Maran on? First horse, we sing it, yes, and then Khen or short, and then what? And then a bunch of readings, and then we stop at the story of the third horse. We stop the reader, we sing the third horse in the special tune, then the reader goes back and reads it, and we stop him after each verse, and then we go into what? We can go into Izmor B'Shois, Reb Salin, Tinen. Yep. What's after Tinen? Yeah, the third horse. What's after the third horse package? More readings. Some of them from the gospel. Some of them from the gospel. The praises from the gospel. And then Tenuin Sok. ending with a zafar. Cool? Easy stuff. That's the tasbih portion. Next week we're gonna just make sure we know the third horse tunes the same way. So we'll just go over it quickly, and we'll go into Bakir. Bakir is beautiful because it's very confusing. Yes. Can we pray and go? I will call him this week. I'll call him this week. It's probably my bad. I kind of haven't followed up. All right.